Hello, my name is Peregrine, and the newest Overwatch hero has been announced, and her name is D.mon, the newest captain of the Korean Mecha Squad, and as always, a new hero means a new short, a new comic, and new things to review. So let's cut the fat and get straight to the meat. I have very mixed feelings about D.mon, but I can't really finish my opinion of her until release. You see, D.mon is a legacy character. This isn't like Sierra, where someone just sloppily inserted their OC into the game. We have a history with D.mon, and if I'm honest, she actually has a lot better characterization seen in comparison to the recent additions to the game. As in, this character is written to have actual tangible flaws, and seems to be an actual human being. As shown in the short, she's prone to freezing up, disobeying orders, and making horrible judgment calls, and, as shown in the comic, Growing Pains, she's prone to outbursts of anger, second-guessing, and putting too much pressure on the rest of her crew. It's only taken 4 years, but we finally have another female good guy with real, visible flaws. However, I can't help but feel like we didn't need another mecha rep, and we definitely didn't need another Asian woman. Seriously guys, you're not beating the allegations. Just optics-wise, it looks really bad when 6 out of 21 of your new heroes post Overwatch 2 are Asian women. That's over a quarter, and if you add the men, we're at 9 out of 21, almost half. Almost half of the new cast are Asian. We've got to get past this shit, guys. If you're going to add more Asian women, at least make it Mama Hong or something. We've got enough perfect-skinned, conventionally attractive Asian women with big tits and big ass in form-fitting suits. Like, I cannot stress how bad this looks, and especially how bad this looks when you did it to the fucking robot. This rubs salt in the wound for me, because personally, when I saw the silhouette that they posted, I thought it was Soundquake or Rumble, heroes that date all the way back to Project Titan and are canonical Overwatch members who, coincidentally, were actually involved with beating back the South Korean Gishwin Omnics. So, this just feels like a punch in the face. In terms of kit, she seems pretty well made. One particular worry I've had is with movement creep, but her boosters seem incredibly tame in comparison to other movement abilities, and she does have a lot of abilities, but they already seem pretty well balanced, if not a little underpowered. Just reading from her stats and how she plays, I don't see what she can do about things like Mauga or Orisa, or like against high mobility tanks like Doomfist or Wrecking Ball. I mean, it's nothing that can't be fixed. It's better something gets released underpowered than overpowered, in my opinion. But, I don't know, she seems a little underwhelming, but still fun to play. I look forward to playing it. But going on the pattern of good thing, bad thing, I do have to say, I am not impressed with a voice actress. Obviously, this opinion could change, but from where it stands right now, from the cinematic and gameplay trailers and the reading comic, this performance is bad. It's like gacha game level voice acting. Maybe I'm being too harsh due to the sheer quality of voice actors we have in Overwatch, because when it comes to voice actors, Overwatch is quite possibly the best game for it. But this to me is a representative of a more deeply worrying trend going throughout animation and gaming in general, of hiring a celebrity like Lily Pichu over, voice actors that are much more talented.
It's a me, a Mario. That's not the voice.
Nothing amplifies this problem more than the scene of D.mon speaking with Captain Myung in the short, where the bland and still obviously American performance of Lily is outshined massively by Kathy Shem on a character that, quite frankly, we should have no interest in. There's no reason we should be interested in Captain Myung, but she does such a good job of voice acting that she overshines the star of the show. That's not a good idea. That's not good. Something like this reminds me of how back in the day there was a huge push on Reddit to get Terry Crews to be the voice of Doomfist for lay memes, but the Overwatch team correctly pushed back on that and instead gave us the excellent work of Sargauja. But maybe I'm being too harsh and she is actually what the directors wanted. I don't know. Maybe this isn't her fault. Maybe she's better than this and the directors fucked her up. I have no ill will towards Lily. I just think the performance is incredibly underwhelming and just not very good. On the lore side of things, this reveal has been a bit messy. The animated short and the comic are not very chronologically clear, and they seem to have different versions of the current day, and it's definitely not in line with where Undivided is at the moment. The comic, Growing Pains, is about the Mecha Squad after D.Va left for Overwatch, and how the squad has changed how they fight on a very fundamental level, and with D.mon unsuccessfully taking over as the leader. While D.mon is intelligent and has a good understanding of herself and her teammates' strengths and weaknesses, she seems to have trouble leading and lacks instincts like battle IQ. However, in this particular Gushin attack, the Omnics have copied the movement, combat patterns, and even the designs of the Mecha Squad, which leads to her learning how she can use her limited battle IQ, and of course, the victory is like a not so subtle metaphor for, out with the old and in with the new, and like having D.mon embrace herself and her strategies over trying to copy D.Va. It then skips to the present day in the comic, where she's discussing her style of strict leadership to a hologram of D.Va. It's like she's more of a boss than a friend, which is an admirable writing choice, because usually strict bosses are seen as bad guys, but when it comes to something as serious as defending a country from evil robots, yeah, this should be ran by someone serious, and D.mon is probably the correct choice all along. But then it gets a bit messy chronologically, because it reveals that the Junkers are already there. So, like, obviously that's before, like, just before the start of the animated short Tough Call. But how exactly did D.Va get there? Did she teleport? That also begs the question, like, did Mecha just sit there playing with their dicks until D.Va arrived? What exactly is going on here? What happens in, like, that period of time? Because you literally see in the comic the Junkers are there. They are there, fully there in the sky. It's not like suggesting that they're coming soon. It is, no, they are literally there, which means D.Va got there in like 10 minutes to half an hour. That's not a thing in the Overwatch world. I know we have like very futuristic technology there, but that's not correct. D.Va should be in Stockholm right now. To get to Korea in like 10 minutes? No. Unless Tracer's got the slipstream back up, no, that's not possible. So what the fuck is going on there? Also, Sojourn is supposed to divvy out the agents quite equally. Like, Sojourn is a very smart and analytical person. She dishes out things equally. And, like, we have a certain amount of people somewhere in a biological research lab. There's Sierra, Farah, and presumably some others that are about to fight Emre and Freya. And we have a few agents. I can't remember where they are. Zarya, Wu Yang, Anran, Juno, and Mei, and someone else, I think, are currently somewhere doing training. And Jetpack Cat, Brigitte, and Tracer, and I think some others, are being attacked by Talon as well. So why was D.Va sent to South Korea alone, if that's the case? Especially if you're going up against, like, Talon. And we know it's Talon because Vendetta's there as well, so why are you only sending one Overwatch agent there? I don't know, it doesn't make sense. There's some pretty serious flaws there, but overall, it's a pretty good comic when it comes to character writing. It's made me like D.mon, which I didn't think I was going to. I thought I was really going to hate this character, but they've done a decent job with her. The action is very bad. The action scene is like 2 seconds long. It's not a very clear or understandable read. Like, the Geschwin Titan splits into, like, copies of the mechas, like I said, but you can't... It's not, like, really clear. Like, usually with Gundam-type things, you can see the individual parts when you look at it, but you can't do that with this. Like, I feel like the design was a little bit rushed. And at some parts of the comic, they're in the training room, and instead of someone drawing the training room, it's a screenshot of the game with the oil painting filter over it, which makes me wonder, why did you do that? It's a very strange decision. It's very lazy, considering how much effort they usually put into this, and there's a lot of effort into the comic as well, so I don't know why they just randomly skimped out the last second. Maybe it was rushed, I don't know, but they're definitely dropping the ball somewhat, but I think in the grand scheme of things, she's going to be an okay addition to the game. I'm not as worried about her as a lot of other characters, but I'm also not as interested in her as a lot of other characters, if that makes sense. She's kind of a mid addition, but I'll take what I can get. I'll see how it goes. hopefully things get better. Like, hopefully I'm wrong about Lily. Hopefully the performance is good, but I'm not holding my breath for that. It doesn't sound very good. But yeah, I do look forward to playing it though. Like, I'm an ex-Reinhardt player, so maybe I'll enjoy playing another melee tank. But, you know, nice to see you. And this comic, there's a very suspicious part of the comic where they move the EMP from, like, mainland Korea to the mecha base, and then pretty much instantly Talon finds out about it and they manage to steal it, which is like that's the plot of the animated short, is that D.mon chooses to protect a bridge full of people over the EMP, which is, by the way, completely the wrong call. I'm suspicious of that, and I think I've figured out the conspiracy. I think I know who it is. I'm not 100% sure, but this has made a lot of things click into place. So next video, I'm going to be going over who I think the conspiracy is and why. So, you know, thank you for watching, bye-bye. And of course, as I'm legally required to, I would like to thank my eggs: Cameron Wilson Fan, Cherry Balls, God Noodle, Slater Rex, The Perhapsy, Wafflers, The Spare, Lord Gregos, Broomy, and Gothic Dino. Thank you for your continued support.